Hello and welcome to an episode of Vanilla Survivor Minecraft from the Nameless Minecraft server. It's been a while. I don't know when I did the last one like this, alone on a server, not really doing anything, rambling on about whatever. It's been a while. I don't even know why I'm here. As in, here. I think I just walked a few days ago. I don't think I had a purpose here. I just walked around the nether and this is where I ended up. I've shown this off like 2 years ago, I think. Something like that. It feels like 2 years ago. It probably was 2 years ago, actually, yeah. The more I think about it, the more I'm sure that it was 2 years ago. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I've not really been. Well, okay, let's back up. I haven't really had any content for the late slot for the 10 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern, whatever time zone you're in. I don't care. It's time slot. Because I haven't really found any games to play. What I've had going for a long while, was Minecraft at 8, something else at 10. And it wasn't always that. Sometimes for 2 Minecraft episodes. There are some days without Minecraft episodes. What is this? This is a cave. But usually that's, that's what I was going for. Minecraft at 8, something else, another game at 10. And then I guess for the last few months there was also every other day an episode of The Long Dark at midnight. But now I don't know. It's been like a week or 2 weeks now. More, yeah, 2 weeks I think. And I've not really found another game to play. I don't know. I did a Rocket League episode. Desperate times. Desperate times. I don't know. It's just I don't really feel like playing anything that I have, and I've looked around and thought about buying something different, and I can't. I don't know. I can't make up my mind, so I'm just not doing anything. I'm like in this weird funk, and I can't get out right now. And so I don't know. I just really felt like doing a really rambly episode, basically like a podcast. So if that's not what you want to watch, fair enough. Just end the episode now. Just stop watching. Save yourselves. This is not gonna be. There's not gonna be much good video game content in this episode, if any. There might not be any good content. I'll just be. I have no idea. I might just be running around aimlessly for like 25, 30 minutes. And if that doesn't appeal to you, then fine. I thought about doing this with a Minecraft bingo background, but I always get really into it. I can't play bingo casually anymore. I'm too competitive. Even if it's just beating my own time or beating my own expectation of a specific card or whatever. I can't ignore the competitiveness and just play the game and ramble on about different things. So this is what we're doing. Vanilla server stuff. I don't even know if I'm going towards. Yeah, it looks like I'm going towards spawn. That's fine. So we have an election coming up this coming weekend in Austria, and if you remember last year I talked, well, maybe not at length, but I did talk about the presidential election in Austria for a bit, and wow, it was a leg spike. And I also talked about how the president is only really a representative thing, or representative doesn't sound right, whatever. It's not an important job, basically, in Austria. The president of Austria doesn't really do a lot. It has symbolic value, of course, the office does, but in terms of legislation, the president really doesn't do anything. He's the head of state, and he has like a veto, and he can. Well, he doesn't have a veto. I'm not even sure what I'm talking about. He can disband the government and stuff. There's some responsibility there, but traditionally, like the way the office, you know, works here. It's just that the president doesn't really do much, and he's supposed to be like above party. So yeah, and so yeah, we had that election. It was a mess, if you remember. And if you don't, I guess I'll recap really fast. The first round was won by the far right candidate, Norbert Hofer. There were like, I don't know, 6 candidates or something. I don't even remember. It's been a year. I don't remember. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 candidates. I'm not sure now. So Hofer won the first round of votes, and he had 20 something. Oh, that was dangerous. This looks really cool. This is a really nice mountain area. 20 something percent, maybe even 30 something percent of the votes. And then the Green Party candidate and and the first or third independent candidate. She was projected to be in the in the race for first place, but yeah, she ended up third. And so since the first round of the election didn't end with someone getting more than 50% of the votes, we had to do a second round, and that was won by the Green Party candidate Alexander van der Bellen, and then the far right party, the Freedom Party, actually challenged the votes, and they got it overturned based on some that is a weird Richard. Technicalities. Well, the people counting the votes started early, and they released results too soon. They leaked it to the press and stuff, and so we had to redo the second round. And the first time we did it, it was really close, and that's another reason why it got overturned by the judges. And then we had to redo it, and it was a bigger margin, and again a win for the Green Party candidate. But it was a very, very ugly campaign throughout last year, really. What is this? I have to investigate. How are you still alive? Skeleton. So yeah, not only the US, but also Austria had a really ugly election nightmare last year. That's a very weird chest. Some dark oak wood, 1 sapling, and some flowers. A chest in a roofed forest beneath the mushroom here. It's a strange spot. I'm intrigued. Don't remember this existing, so probably not mine. Either way, moving on. Fast forward to this year. This time, actually important elections. We are electing a new government, a new chancellor, and it looks like the conservative, the People's Party is going to win, even though they're not really the People's Party anymore. Like, they rebranded. They used to be like the color is black, and now they're like light blue, turquoise. I don't know, some weird whatever. And they have a really young guy running everything. He's like 30 something, and yeah, and it looks like they're gonna win. They're polling at 30 something percent right now, and second place is gonna be, according to the polls, which might be, they might be off. They weren't all that great last year. And there are some, I don't really care. There's some nerds, statistic nerds that say that there's like bunching or whatever at the top of the People's Party, which means that like a lot of different polling places get the same results, which or yeah, too close. The results are too close to each other, which means that they're probably wrong or something. But they can't say if it's wrong this way or that way. So they could be actually higher or lower. It's yeah. There's no way. There's no way to know. It's just a statistical thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not that into statistics, but yeah. Second place is going to be close between the Social Democrats and the far right Freedom Party. They're both pouring at around 25%, I think. Which basically, yeah, that's it. Which unfortunately it looks like it will end up with a conservative far-right coalition for government, which we already had in the early 2000s, and that was not great. But yeah, people have short memories, and especially people on the right side. It feels like maybe that's probably not true. Yeah, all people have short memories when it comes to this stuff. But man, I don't know. I'm not happy about this. And then there are 3 smaller parties that are pouring at around 5 or 4%. The Green Party, the Neos, I guess, neoliberal, whatever. Basically the equivalent to the German FDP or the Lib Dems, I think, in the UK. Something along those lines politically. And then there's a third small party now, the Liste Pilz. I guess I could translate it to mushroom list, but that wouldn't be fair because Pilz is a name, it's not about mushrooms. But still, it's kind of funny. And he was part of the Green Party for a long time, and then they didn't like he wasn't at the top of the list for them. So what was that? That felt really weird. So he left and started his own party, basically his own list, which significantly weakened the Green Party, I would say. But other than that, didn't really have an effect on anything. And he's got a pretty decent reputation as someone who's exposing things, but I'm not sure if he has a good reputation in terms of being being constructive in terms of legislation. I think his good reputation is more about calling out others, which that has its worth, but it feels like it's more along the lines of what a journalist should do than what a politician should be doing. So yeah, that's coming up, and I'm not looking forward to the results. And there's just more stuff annoying me. Another thing that annoys me every day is that Trump is still president of the United States. That's insane. I was kind of holding back last year when I was discussing this because, I did concede the point that he wasn't actually president yet, and there was no way of knowing what that would do to him, even though I had a good idea, and I'm not surprised at all by how things are going now. But yeah, he's the worst. He's really not a good president at all. And there's so much mind-boggling stupidness going on. It's making me mad how dumb everything is. The whole kneeling for the anthem stuff and all the other little battlefields that he's fighting on for no good reason other than that he's a man-child. I mean, this is embarrassing, and I'm not American. I'm not even like a huge USA fan. Like, there are people around the world who really, really love the American dream and everything that comes along with it. And I'm not one of them. I'm like, I don't mind the USA. I don't hate you guys, but I'm not like a super fan. You have your flaws. You have some really good stuff going, but you have some terrible flaws as well. And it seems like, along with basically the rest of the world, there's a huge resistance towards change for the better in a lot of ways. That just doesn't make any sense if you think about it rationally. but that's not what people do, unfortunately. So that's another thing. That's been on my mind constantly. It's like you can't. I don't know how you guys do it over there in the States, because even over here it's like so present. It's everywhere all the time. It's constant. And I mean, there's probably a method to this. It is to make you tired, make you just give up, lose all hope. But you just have to stay vigilant, call them out on the things that they're doing. And man, there are lots of things to call out. Ah man. And then I mean the one thing I guess that overshadows everything, I've kind of touched on that in the channel update video, is that Trump is a man-child, but when he's dealing with other world leaders, it doesn't really, like, he's gonna embarrass himself, he's gonna say some stupid stuff, but that's whatever. The thing is that when it comes to North Korea, he's not dealing with a sensible rational world leader. He's dealing with another man-child, and the idea that one of those man-childs is going to go the other one into a first strike is that's just insane. It's just insane. And who knows? I mean, who knows what would happen or what could happen? There's definitely lots of really ugly scenarios there. And it all is so unnecessary. There's no reason for any conflict, really. And I know North Korea is not innocent in this at all. Like, I'm not, you're not the bad guys, but man, just be a bit diplomatic. Just let them, I don't know. It just seems so unnecessary to provoke all of this via Twitter. It's insanity. That's what it is. And there's more stuff. There's so much more stuff. Can't even talk about everything today. Where are we? We went too far this way, right? No, too far this way? Too far this way. We need to go... Where we need to go over here and here? Maybe. Let's fly for a bit. What else? So a hard pivot here, and oh, I know where this goes. Sweet. I think I know where this goes, at least. Actually, maybe I don't. I don't remember this jungle existing on this path. Oh no, this is the jungle. Right. I know where I am. I'm home. My base. How great is that? So Austria failed to qualify for the World Cup in soccer, which, it's an expected outcome, I guess. The last time we qualified was in 1998. World Cup in France, which was a great World Cup. Maybe I'm just saying that because it's the first one that I really remember, but man, it was a great World Cup. It had a great host nation with a great team around, Zidane, with Henry and other young... Who else? I think Trezeguet was already on the squad, but he wasn't really playing yet. He had Barthez in goal and Laurent Blanc, Thuram. They had a great team. Man, I love that team. Such a great team to watch. Zidane was so good back then. And it had Brazil with Ronaldo. Oh man, that was a great World Cup. It had Croatia really strong with Schuka. Man, it was a great World Cup. But that's not the point. We failed to qualify, and we fired our head coach or manager or whatever. I guess the English, like, yeah, word for it would be manager, right? Team manager, no, just manager. Yeah, just manager. It's weird because in Austria the manager is it's not the coach. Like, there's a difference. A manager would be the guy who's responsible for hiring a coach, I guess. And I guess in England there's usually a different system where it's like one person doing all of that. But whatever. So, so we fired him. Marcel Korrer, Swiss guy, best manager we've had in, I don't know, a long time. A very long time. 20 years? I don't even know if, like, 1998 we had just had a really good team. I don't know if Prohaska was actually a good manager at all. Like, he's been like a TV analyst now for 10 years at least. Well, probably longer. He's probably been a TV analyst since he stopped being the manager. So I think he resigned in 99 or in 2000 after we got destroyed by Spain, I think. Yeah, it was a 9-0 defeat to Spain, and I think that's when he quit. That was such a terrible game. I remember that one too. Oh man, they destroyed us. That was early 2000s or late 90s Spain, not, you know, the Spain that won the World Cup. It was still a good team, but man, they really destroyed us. And personally, you know, I do understand that after qualifying for the Euros last year, that there was like we didn't perform as well as we did for those qualifiers, and that started at the Euros. We didn't perform well there, and since then we've not been great. We've not been terrible. We've just been. It's a mixture of a few things, I think. A few players, you know, stepped down, and that hurt us. Fuchs is one of them, left back for Leicester City, who won the Premier League with them. He stepped down, and we haven't really been able to fill that hole. There was a lot of discussion about David Alaba, who's playing for Bayern Munich, and there he's playing left back, and for Austria, for the national team, he was playing center midfielder. There was a lot of discussion around that. But he played well there for the Euro qualifiers. He was key, I think. And he's been struggling a bit in general. But yeah, there was a lot of controversy about him not playing on the left side, and then some other players, ended their careers, their national team careers, which was weird timing. One of them is Marcus Suttner, who's a left back, who also plays in England now. I think he plays for Brighton, maybe. And it feels like that would have been his moment. Like, he's not a young guy anymore. But with the left back situation for the national team, it felt like that was his moment to just, be the left back for as long as he wants to be. And then he just quit. And there's been some goalkeeping issues. We had, some goalkeepers got hurt. And then there was just some bad luck too, and then some bad. So Korrer is a really good. He's a very rational guy. He's a very smart guy. I think he's a very analytical guy, and he's always had a really good setup for the team beforehand. But his one big downfall, his one big negative side is that he's very, very hesitant, and he's not good at adapting. He's not good at in-game coaching, basically. So if the opponent adjusts at halftime, or even, if it's a really good team and they adjust on the fly to what we're doing, we never really had a good way to react to that. He never really had an answer. So if things go our way, if we take a lead and then we can play the game we want to play, and the opponent has to change things, then usually we're good. But if things don't go our way, if we give up a goal, or if the opponent finds a way to shut down our idea, our match plan, then usually we struggle a lot. And that has been happening more in this, qualification thing, round, tournament, whatever. And it was very close. It was, and it still is really close. We have a really good. Like, there's no really, really great team in our group, but it was a really solid group, I think. No bad teams. Looks like Serbia is gonna win it. Wales is battling for second against Ireland, and then Austria is gonna be fourth, I think. Do I have that right? I think so. And we struggled against Wales and in Serbia, and against Ireland. It's just, it also feels like Ireland is just one of those teams that we're gonna struggle against because they're very physical and they just, they're not. They have actually a very good coach too, a very good manager, and they do have some really nice, like tactics. Some good. They're not that one-sided, but in general they're sitting back and hoofing it forward and then running into it with their fast and big guys up front. And we just struggle against that very physical brand of football, I guess. So we struggled against them, we struggled against Wales, and just defensively we've been struggling all throughout that campaign. And so I understand why, you know, you'd think about getting a new manager on board. The thing is that with the way, you know, the Austrian FA does stuff, there's a 0% chance that they find someone better than Cora. 0. Like I'm committed to that number. 0%. And that's the thing that bothers me about that. That they are so unaware of their own shortcomings as, you know, as the Football Association. They just don't know what they're doing. And they also got rid of the manager, who wasn't the manager. That's confusing. The director of sports, maybe? I don't know. He's the one who made Cora happen. He's the one who led he really pushed our our women's team, and they finished 4th in the Euros this year, so they've been really good, way above expectations. And he seems to be a very smart guy too, very forward-thinking, which is exactly what you need. And so we got rid of him too, because yeah, that's what FAs do, I guess. And I know that's not an Austrian-specific thing, but it always feels like if there's something stupid we can do, we do it. I hate that. Because there's no good reason, and they got a new director of sports or whatever. I don't really know what the position would be called. I don't even know if there's an equivalent to that in England. There has to be, right? There has to be someone who like does the FA, you know, just choose the manager? Who's Gareth Southgate's boss? Who hired him? Who fires him? I'm not sure. But yeah, we got a new sporting director. He used to be the under-19s manager, and he hasn't really done anything to warrant this, you know, yeah, to warrant him having this position. And he also doesn't have a concept. They decided they wanted to fire the other guy, so they fired the other guy and hired him. And they have no idea what they're doing. There's no plan. And they also changed the structure, so the sporting director is now not above the new manager, but they're on the same level. So he's not the manager's boss, basically, anymore. They are on one level, and they both answer directly to the FA, basically, the ÖFB, Austrian football, I don't know, Wissensverbund, I don't know how to translate that. I guess association, whatever. Ah, man. That's really annoying me too. And all of these things have been really annoying me. Especially today. Today is the last game for Cora as team manager, as national team manager. And I'm just scared. Like, not scared. I worry, I guess, is more accurate, that things are going to be really bad again. Things were really bad for Austrian soccer / football for, I don't know, 15, no, not 15, for 10 years at least. Like after 98, we were really, really bad for a long time. And we did play in the Euros in 2008, but only because we were the hosts and we didn't win a game. We only scored 1 goal. And all of these, like all the managers in between were, well, not all of them, but like the sum of them, the mean manager, the average manager, if you take them all and, you know, take the average, was horrible. Everything was bad. There's some really, 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 really bad teams, really bad coaching, really bad tactics, and bad call-ups, and just all around stupidness. And now we had 6 years of, you know, well, you know, if you bring in a guy who's, and it's not like Kara is this like super coach. He's like on an international level, he's like an average guy. But you know, if you just bring on in someone like that, the changes he's been able to make in 6 years, and now it's just gonna tear it all down, and that's such a frustrating thing. And I know, like, yeah, it's not, you know, it's not a nuclear war, it's not a far right government, but it's still another thing that bothers me. And I don't know, I guess the ramble kind of took me that way. I didn't really know what I wanted to talk about. I just really wanted to ramble. I felt the need to just talk, like a podcast type thing. And so that's what I did. Ah, man. And I guess for, you know, future reference, the new I don't have anything to record, so I'm digging at the witch farm hole is going to be, I don't have anything to record, so I'm working on my dwarven basement thing here. This room still needs something. I don't like the ceiling, but I do kind of like this first part. I still like the pillars a lot. These are nice. I'm not sure about the staircase thing yet. That needs a lot more detail work, especially, you know, the sides and the above and the entrance up top. But I guess the big thing, the really big thing, is going to be this, digging all of this out. And then the plan was to just go all the way down to bedrock and then fill it in with these magma blocks. And then I wanted to have, I think I would just want like a huge, and this is stupid, but that's never stopped me, a huge room here, all the way down to bedrock, and then have like a bridge going above it, and have it like intersect. I don't know, I want it to be maybe twice as wide as this, and at least as long, maybe a bit longer than this room. And then the ceiling I don't really care about, but I want it to go down all the way to bedrock. And then I want to have basically walkways like this, but I want them to be suspended. I want them to be bridges. And I want to have the magma blocks down below with the bedrock. I really like that look. For some reason. I usually don't like the look of bedrock, but I feel like this combination just has something very, I don't know, dwarven, dark. They, you know, they dug too deep, and whatever, they woke the Barlog of Morgoth. What did you say? I haven't watched that video in forever. If you don't know, I'll link it in the description if I don't forget. I was such good. I was old YouTube. The good old days before I came along, when YouTube still was good. And I hate that there's slime spawning in here. I hate that so much. Because there are always slimes around. But what can you do? What can you do? And there needs to be something more here. I just know those are not the same. Those are different designs. I have never really decided which one I like. Yeah, and these walls need some more details, and yeah. We'll see how that goes. This is where the beacon used to be. And now the beacon is up there. And this was supposed to be like a weird half dome thing. I don't like it though. I think this is gonna go away completely. Or maybe I'm just gonna make it bigger. One or the other. We'll see. I kinda like the staircase, or the stairs themselves, with the fire pit things in the middle. Whatever, this is it for that, I think. I rambled enough. I know, you know, it's not like Austrian politics are not super relevant internationally, and US politics are a bit controversial, but I guess they're not really. What's the approval rating now? 32%. Basically everyone agrees that he's a terrible president and he should go away. And I'm not surprised, but I'm still disappointed every day. And I have a feeling that I might feel very similarly about our new government, but enough about that. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't done one. Yeah, I haven't done a video like this in a long time, and I feel good about it. I really do. I should go back. I should have done this in Life in the Woods maybe, but I feel like there I would have felt obligated to work on something, and here I just felt like I could just walk because I'm still, you know. We finished the Witch Farm Whore, guys. You know, that is, you know how significant that is. It's amazingly significant. Let's just fly over there real quick. How long is it gonna take? Not very long, right? It's just north. That's not north. It is north. I always get turned around on the server. That's the roller coaster where Roms spawned after he died during the whole completion stream. How long is it gonna take? Not very long, right? There's still forest, but then we should be able to see the whore. There it is. Oh, like, yeah, it was off to the side a little bit. I still feel like this is enough accomplishment for me to not have to do anything on the server and still feel like I've been productive. This is such an insanely big whore. And yeah, I don't know. I said we were gonna do something with the wars, but I have no idea when and if that's gonna happen. When and if. If or when that's gonna happen. We'll see. Kilia did some stuff here. She took away the hopper chain. Those fences are new. Did she? No, she didn't move those chests. They're still here. There should still be a whole bunch of TNT here, which is very nice. We'll use that to blow up stuff at my base, because I'm not digging all of that for that big room. But that's the next thing I want to work on. But it's, yeah, it feels kind of stupid, but that's just the way I roar. Yeah, I'm building a dwarven thing on the Life in the Woods server, and I have to dig a lot there, and then I'm starting to spec up. Yeah, it's not smart, but whatever. Sue me. Alright, so that's it. I guess if you've stuck with me for these 40 minutes, then you have earned the right to suggest a game for me to play at 10 p.m. Well, not play it at 10 p.m., but air the episodes at 10 p.m. every day. So if you have any ideas or any requests or anything, I've been thinking, but I haven't really, yeah. I've been thinking about Taros Principle. There's some like, not DLC, what's it called? Like mods, basically, custom puzzle things in the workshop on Steam that I could check out. We could go back to Undertale, because I said I was gonna replay that and try to go for the pacifist ending and whatever else there is. But yeah, it's just I feel like I don't know. All of these games have been good, and I still want to do them, I guess, and all the other games that I have in my list. But well, not all of them. There's a bunch of bundle games that I don't really want to play. But every time I just, you know, I'll sit down and say, I'm gonna record something. I just go through and it's like, nah, and I just don't do anything, and it's bad. So yeah, I guess that's it for today, and we'll see you all very soon with something else, hopefully. I don't know. Like, I just wish we could play The Witness again. I wish I could just forget everything and play The Witness again, or the Taros Principle. Those were such great games. I want to play something like that, but there's nothing like that. There should be more big first-person puzzle games. That really just straight puzzle games. I don't, you know, some stories, sure, make me think a little, make me intrigued, but just give me good puzzles. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. And with that, I'll leave you. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.